Hello, my name is Tony Marvelli. I'm the professor for the MUFHL 315 class, Jazz History at American River College. I'd like to take you through some of the things that will make you successful in this class. Please watch this video all the way to the end. I'm going to cover everything you need to know about being successful. First, I'd like to lead off with, if you're taking this as a 16-week course, this is what it's originally designed for. It's a 3-unit course, so the assignments are kind of at a medium pace. You'll be fine. 8-week course is condensed. So we take the 16 weeks of work and we cram them into 8 weeks, a little faster. You'll be required to be logged on a little bit more. I don't officially take attendance, but the idea is that you are logging on each week and completing the assignments as they are assigned and due at certain intervals. If you're taking this during the summer, that's a 6-week class. So it's not an easier class. It's the full 16 weeks crammed into only 6 weeks. So if you're taking this over the summer, just be prepared. You're going to have to log on each week or during the 6 weeks. If we were at a live class, it emulates a live class. You'd be at class for 4 or 5 hours daily through the summer. So for the 6 weeks. So just know that this class is going to take some time. It's going to take some reading. It's a history class. So that being said, let's dig in and let's get into it. I'm going to share my screen. All right, so here we have, this is, I'm going to demonstrate from the summer class, but this would be applied to any of the sections that I teach. I have the orientation video here, which I sent out, and hopefully you'll start there. So you just click on that and you're getting this video here. On the home page, I got my contact information, and down here I have Connect for Education help. So we use the book company Connect for Education. Hopefully you've purchased that by now. If not, go through the information that I sent out about the book. I'll also cover that in this video. So Connect for Education, you can email them 24/7 anytime. But if you want to call them, which they have fantastic customer service, they're on the East Coast, so they're open from 6 a.m. to 3 p.m. Monday through Friday. And that's good for the summer too. That being said, if you run into tech issues, you can try to contact me because I do a lot of tech work for all the students, but certain things in the book I'm not able to do. And so if you're having like serious tech problems with the book, if you call the book company, they will help you out a lot faster than I'm able to help out. But if you want to try me first, go ahead. I'm usually pretty fast about getting back to students. I put between 24 and 48 hours on weekdays, but usually I'm ahead of that. I check my email all the time. And by the way, I would like you to communicate with me through the Canvas inbox, and that's the quickest way to get stuff done. The reason for that is if you email me and don't put your section number, then I have to go through all my sections. I usually teach multiple sections during a term, and I could potentially be running through 4 classes looking for you in your particular situation. But if you message me through the Canvas inbox, your section number is attached to your ID, so I know which section you're in immediately without you having to say it. So I prefer information or contact through Canvas inbox, which is located right over here. Canvas inbox, you can message a professor through that. Okay, let's get started. We can go through the syllabus. I'm not doing that in this video. You can get to modules and announcements. I'm trying something new this term. I've eliminated the assignments tab. If you follow the modules tab, I put it in pretty much chronological order except for the term projects, which are separate, but I do send announcements every week. So please check every week, log on and look at the announcements. That's up here. And the announcements, you'll see a big long list, especially towards the end of the semester, but how to get the book, the orientation video that I'm going to send. I haven't sent these out yet. I'm just creating them now. If you purchase through the bookstore, instead of going to the website that I'm recommending, you're going to pay more, and you'll also have to do extra steps to get it converted into a C4E code. So I will give you that procedure if you still want to purchase from the bookstore. Some of you have to do it for financial aid reasons. I understand that. If you are just purchasing this on your own, I would strongly recommend going straight to the website because it's going to save you $20 or $30. I think our bookstore is charging over $100 for this book, and this book is like $80 plus tax. So so check that out when you get there. Anyways, you can start, so the announcements every week, I'll put like, welcome to week 1, and then I'll have a list of everything you're supposed to do in week 1. Just stick to that and you'll be fine. You're gonna pass the class if you do all of your work on time. And then we do modules. So modules here, you can go through the course syllabus. One thing over the summer, I don't have regular office hours. I make appointments, so just book an appointment with me if you need to see me, and I make it on your leisure. So like, if I'm available and you're available, we can meet. I don't have really any kind of off time limits very much, within reason. Otherwise, you can go through the course policies and syllabus on your own. So there are 5 parts to this class, and I'm going to take you through them. I'm going to move my picture out of the way here because I don't know if that's recording, but so we got the term projects are 20% of the class, the final is 20% of the class, the midterm is 20% of the class, the quizzes are 20% of the class, and then the group discussion are 20% of the class. So those are your 5 things. I'll show you that. I can get to assignments and I'll show you those breakdowns. So collapse them all. Okay, so here, oh, looks like I didn't set this one up yet. Let me switch real quick. Let me switch classes. I'm glad I caught that. I'll have to go back and look at that later. Assignments, okay. All right, so here's what the breakdown is. Discussions, term projects, quizzes, midterm, final. They're each worth 20 points. So they're all important, although, you know, some carry more weight than others. The quizzes have the least amount of weight, although if you don't do a lot of them, you could wind up in grade problems. I'll go through one at a time. So the quizzes are from the book. The way that you get to the book is you'll follow the link that I gave you. It's also in the syllabus to get to this link. And so, oh, that's the orientation video. Sorry about that. Welcome to the book. If you click on this right here, it'll take you to the website and take you right to the book. And it's $79.95. Make sure it's the 2nd edition on Music Jazz. You can add it to the cart. Once you add it to the cart and pay, you'll get a receipt, probably emailed to you, and it will have an access code in it that's red. Now, if you get this from the bookstore, they give you a different access code and you have to convert it to one that works for C4E. And that's a whole nother process that I'm just going to leave in the announcements page. But if you're buying this here, you'll get the access code, then you'll come back to the modules. You don't link it, it'll give you an option to link it on the website. Do not put your code in on the website. And you don't have to log in and create an account to purchase it. But you'll go to your first class, class 1, and you'll just click on keyboard and you'll get something that, this will pop up for me. This is what you want in the end, but if you do, I guess I can't go to student view from there, but if you go modules and then go to your first class and click keyboard, you don't have to, you can click any of these and it'll work the same, but class 1 music basics keyboard, that's going to take you here. It's going to look like this, and this is where you put in your access code, registration code, whatever you want to call it. This is for the book, so you got this off of your receipt, you put it in here. This should link your book to your specific ID for your Canvas. So once you link it, you'll have to do this once, and then after that the book will pop up and look like the regular book, and that should look like this. So you'll get something that looks like this, and you'll go through these, and it's like one page, so you read all the way to the page and then you go to the next page, and once you go through a couple of classes, you get a quiz, and it's like every 2 classes there's a quiz at the end. So, and then you'll take the quiz, and you can take the quiz as many times as you want, and it takes the highest score. So I suggest taking it a few times, especially if you don't get a 10 out of 10, because you'll get some different questions each time, and the questions are all reused on the midterm. It's just a bank of questions it pulls from the midterm, so I suggest taking a couple of them if you really want to study, and it'll take the highest score that you get. So if you take it and you get a 10 and you're like, well, I don't want to take it because what if I get a 7, it'll still take the 10. It's the highest score, so you don't have to worry about repeating it. All right, so that is the book and the quizzes. The final will open at a certain point, or the midterm will open at a certain point. I think I have them. Let's see, the best way to look at that is just to go down to it. I think it's class 13 is the midterm. And this will open up on a certain day and close on a certain day. So it's not open currently, but it tells you when it will be open. So this quiz closes Monday the 30th. And it opens Monday the 23rd, so you get about a week to do it. I did build in, like, you'll see the due date, like in the Canvas, this will say due on Sunday. Almost everything is due on Sunday, except for the discussions. I'll go over those separately. But I give you 1 day built-in grace period for tech problems, because Monday the book company's open. So if you have trouble with your Sunday turn-in on time, you can turn it in on Monday. You can contact the book company, fix the tech problem, and turn it in on Monday with no penalty. So I'm not deducting points if you're 1 day late on any of the book work, or really any of the other. If it's available to you, you're not being penalized for being late. I basically don't accept late work. So I've ended all the access to everything when I don't accept it anymore. So just remember that, like on the essays, you're allowed to turn it in up until a certain point, and then it's not accepted after that. So please try to stay up on your assignments. All right, so then I think, let's see, I covered the quizzes. Final and midterm are the same. It's just kind of out of the book. The discussions and the term project. Let me hit term project next. So the term project I placed at the top of the modules page. I'm gonna collapse all and term project. Okay, so ignore this group option. I don't do the group option over the summer. If there is a group option, I'll explain it as we go. Like if you want to take the group option, but I'll add it as an addendum to this video, because mainly on the summer, and these solo options are always available. So this is what I do over the summer. And you could potentially on a 16-week or 8-week course have an option of a group option, but I'm kind of revisiting that assignment and trying to make it a little bit easier for people to follow. Anyways, you'll have 2 written essays. They're 500 points each. Both in this and in the discussions, please avoid using AI technology. I'm not your English teacher. I am not grading on grammar or anything like that. If you're an English as a second language student and you really can't write in English, I would prefer you turn it in your native language and let me translate it rather than translating it yourself, because it could score high on the AI. I want these to be your ideas, and I would rather listen to what you're having to say rather than you just AIing it. So if you AI it, we do have detectors. If it rates high on the detector, I give you a 0. So just don't use it. Don't worry about your grammar. Like I said, I'm not your English professor. I'm not here. I mean, I want you to know how to write an essay, but I'm not going to be grading. I only grade on content. So that goes with discussions too. So you'll have 2 written assignments. One's about a concert report and one's an analysis of a song towards the end of the semester. So that's open like from the beginning. You have assignment written assignment 1 is open from the beginning. You can start on it right away. It's only a 500-word essay, which for college you should be able to knock that out in a couple of hours. Even with the research and the video watching, 2 to 3 hours, you should be able to knock that out, and I'm giving you 3 weeks to do it. So you have ample time. And then the written assignment 2 starts the second 3 weeks. So you have 3 weeks to do your second written assignment, which is the analysis. You will have to choose artists or concerts on an approved list. So you'll click on this, and then there's an approved list, link to the approved list. Please only select artists off of this list. I know there's a couple of artists, jazz artists, that you want to do. Some of them are really modern, but I've had people submit things like, well, this person did a jazz on this record and they're really a hip hop artist. This is a jazz history class. We are studying the greats. These are all the people that contributed to the evolution of jazz. Are there others? Yes. If you really are passionate about doing someone else, please check with me first. Most likely I'm going to deny it unless I do feel like it's somebody who significantly contributed to the history of jazz. That's what the class is about. It's not really about tailoring to write me what you want to write about. So it's mainly learning about these brilliant people that are responsible for our country's heritage and this great art form we call jazz. All right, that's the written assignments. Let me move to discussions. Normally I try to stay up on top of pinning the discussion that's due the week it's due up here. You'll have one discussion per week if you're in a 6-week class or a 8-week class. You'll have one discussion span over 2 weeks if you're in a 16-week class. There'll be a due date, like I'll click on here for now. There'll be one due date, and these are different intervals depending on what section you're taking, but one due date is for the original post, and it's written here. You won't find it on your automatic what's due today. So if you're using your calendar or you're using your assignments due, this date is not going to happen. And I know that that's frustrating for some of you. I'm telling you now that there's no way for me to split this assignment up for the 2 deadlines because I want you to respond to another student. So I have to make the due date the last response. So I'd like you to post your original post on Thursday and your final response post on Sunday. And Sunday will be the official due date of both posts, but I need you to get the original in. If nobody writes in, you have nothing to respond to. So for the most part, I'm pretty lax in the very beginning. Like if you turn it in on Friday or you forget and you turn them both in on Sunday, if you don't do that too much, not going to be a problem. If it's habitual and every week I'm looking at it and you're just right before the deadline of the response post, you're just turning in both. If you do that habitually, I'm going to start deducting points. So just don't abuse it. Really try hard to get it in. I think for the most part, all discussions are, for the summer at least, are going to be and I'm changing this from previous semesters, but the original post is going to be due on Thursdays for the most part, and the response post on Sundays. The very last week, I don't have that kind of time because it's the last week. So the deadline, I think, is like Monday or Tuesday and Friday or something like that. It's different. So just pay attention to that. And those will all be in the announcements. So that should cover discussions. Also, 80 words minimum on both, okay? Both posts need to have 80 words. So I'm looking, you only have to respond to at least one other student. You don't have to do 2 other students, and I don't add them up. Okay, so if you write 3, or like, let's say you write 30 words for one response, and then you respond to another student and write, 50 words, I don't add those up to make 80. You have to write one post that's in response that's 80. You don't have to respond to multiple students. And praise is welcome, but I try not to count that towards the total word count. So please, 80 words of your own original ideas. You can talk about the other student, but I'm really looking for some substance here. This is supposed to mimic a discussion in class. So, really take some time with this. It shouldn't take you that long. I know you can probably knock this out in an hour. And like I said, it's a 3-unit class. So you're required to be on several hours, to complete this. Now, most people can complete this class in way under what's recommended, but I think it's like 140 or 160 hours that the 3-unit class expects you to spend on it. That's a lot in 6 weeks. If you think about a 40-hour job, you know, and you're talking about 160 hours, that's a lot per week. So just know that that's the expectation. Most people can get it done in far less than that, but the problem is I have people coming to me and saying that you didn't have enough time, or you don't know why your grade is so low, and I look and you've logged on like 2 hours in the last 3 weeks. Well, sorry, like you're just not doing your job. So please stay up on all of that. Main thing is check the announcements, log on every week, check the announcements. So I think I covered discussions, I covered the book, I covered the written assignment. I think that's it. So if you have any questions about any part of the class as we go through everything, please reach out to me. Use the Canvas inbox. Reach out to me and I'll try to get back to you as soon as I possibly can. Thank you for listening to the video, and I wish you the best in the class. Please communicate with me. Communication is key. So if you have any sort of things that are preventing you from being successful in this class, communicate with me right away. I know there's some emergencies, which I'm empathetic to, but I've also had some issues with students like, you know, they let 2-3 weeks go by and then they want to go back and do all the work that they missed, and they say, well, I had this. Well, you never communicated it to me, and I prefer to know ahead of time. Like if you're like, oh, I have this trip planned, can I get the assignment early? Sometimes I can do that depending on how reasonable it is. So please just be aware of that. Everything I have here laid out pretty simple. Most students feel like it's laid out pretty clear and clean. But if you're confused about anything, please contact me immediately and I'll get you hooked up with whatever you need to be successful, because I want you to be successful. This is a general education class. I know some of you are really interested in jazz. I know some of you are not. I hope by the end of this that more of you will be willing to check out more jazz in the future, but that's not my main goal. I want to get you moved on to your transfer school or wherever you're headed in life, and I want you to be successful. So please reach out to me before you need it, if you can, or if you run into it, immediately reach out to me and let me know, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Thank you very much, and good luck to this term.